All right, welcome back to the 411. We've been talking about these images coming out of El Paso, talking about parents comforting their children after this horror that happened at a Walmart there, and parents now having to explain all of this. I'm joined again by mental health expert Bill Prasad, and we talked a little earlier about some of the comments that the president made this morning following the shooting. Again, talking about a culture of violence in our country. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that bite.
We must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence.
So this really isn't the first time that video games are being blamed for violence or inciting violence. What is your response to that?
I think it's a bit of a deflection. The percentage of people who are mass shooters who looked at violent media comes out to about 19%, and there's the statistic right there. So that is not a catch-all problem for these mass shooters. I think that claiming that violent media is to blame diverts attention from what might be the real issues.
Because it looks like on these graphs that you're showing us that the other issues are poor work performance, poor school performance, anger. These are all much bigger indicators that there might be some suggested violence by an individual, correct?
Absolutely. All of those factors may give you some hints, but once again, if you take a look at poor school performance, how many people do you know that at times had trouble in school? That's a lot of people. Yeah. How many people can say they've never had a run-in with anyone at work? Right? That's a lot of people. So it's very difficult to develop a profile. Some of these folks are loners, some of them aren't. So there is no single list, there's no single act, there's no algorithm that you can look at and say, okay, this person is definitely a mass shooter. That's what makes it so difficult.
Absolutely. All right, Bill Prasad's going to be here, of course, for the rest of the hour. He is answering your questions online on our Facebook Live as well, so you can send your questions there to our KHOU Facebook page. Russ?
All right.